Whole sports, whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. I'm your host, Chris Gonzalez, joined by Deontay Kelly. How's it going, Deontay?
I'm doing good, Chris. How about you?
Not doing bad, man. Just turned on this baseball game. We get 3 playoff baseball games a day. That's always a good thing since Cleveland and New York got rained out yesterday. So they're just now starting. Bottom of the first, Cleveland didn't score no runs in the first inning. They got one out on the Yankees. But doing pretty good. Had a rough Thursday night game. Everybody was on me last week about the Colts and Broncos being the worst Thursday night game ever. Excuse me. I think that game last night gave it a run for its money.
Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm not even gonna lie. That was an awful game.
Yeah, Washington wouldn't have scored I don't think Washington would have scored a touchdown if the guy wouldn't have muffed that punt.
Facts.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that Colts and Broncos game was rough, but man, I won last night, and man, just the Bears don't get Justin Fields killed. That offensive line can't protect. Don't get me wrong, he made some mistakes too. He missed a wide open guy for a touchdown. But he also made some plays with his legs. I mean, he gave him a chance there at the end of the game to get down there and try to win the game with a big run. And then you had one pass it was going to be a hard catch if the guy would have made it. And then the other one, the guy caught it, but by the time he got control of it, he was out of the end zone.
No, he played. It honestly is like he missed a few passes. I give Justin Fields that, but the rest. Everybody was just horrible. He should have caught that pass. It was a lot of passes that should have been caught. Justin Fields. And plus, it's just how the coaches, honestly, is Eberflus is literally not using Justin Fields' strengths. Instead of playing with some RPOs, run and shoot, even some options. At least every coach and offense coordinator, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, a lot of quarterbacks that can run them RPOs or can do it. Kyler Murray, they have packages to use them for the run, and I believe Eberflus is not trying to use them for the run, which I don't know why, which can open up the pass even more. Even though you guys have a bad offensive line, you can spread the ball more with these running backs, Montgomery, and you can use Herbert and use them very much. And also, it seemed like they just need to use the short passing game to establish the run. Also, some quick bubble screens. It's just they need to use things that can get Justin Fields to let him get the ball out fast.
And get him and get him outside the pocket somewhere he can see down the field better.
Run some bootleg, design some runs. That's what I really want them to see. That's the challenge. Assign some runs. Because they had one play where they did a play action where that bootleg Justin Fields could have just ran into the end zone. I believe they need to set some runs and establish something. If I'm Justin Fields, though, I'm not going to lie. After this contract with the Bears, I don't care what they're trying to give me. I'll be 100% done. Because honestly, I cannot play nowhere near the talent what the Bears doing. The Bears are not doing anything for him to progress. They're not doing anything for him at all. I'll ask, if I was Justin Fields, by end of the season, I'm not gonna lie. It's a possibility I ask for a trade, or when my contract is up, I'm gone, and there's nobody can tell me anything about it. Chris, you're on mute.
Thank you. But one of the, my bad. But one of the things that and Kirk Herbstreit said it last night during the game, and he's 100% right. You get these NFL coaches that try to make these players learn a whole new system and go into an NFL style system where you should run more of a college system with these younger guys, run what they're comfortable with, and get them in a rhythm. And that's something the Bears don't do. And I like Eberflus. Eberflus was defensive coordinator for the Colts. We had a good defense with him there. I don't think Eberflus was a bad hire. I think where the Bears messed up was at the offensive coordinator. If you're going to hire a defensive-minded coach, you should
need
have
an offensive guru at coordinator.
Yes, they should have hired an experienced offensive coordinator, not a guy that's never called plays before and is a brand new offensive coordinator. That didn't make no sense.
I can agree with that.
If you know what I mean, bring in a good offensive coordinator, bring in somebody that's going to get the best out of Fields. Fields has shown flashes that he could be an effective quarterback in the NFL. I mean, yeah, he missed a couple throws last night, but like you said, receivers dropped balls. And the same thing for the Washington Commanders. They dropped a lot of passes too. Neither team could really catch the ball last night because I mean there was some Wentz made some good throws in that first half that could have been that Samuels didn't catch. Samuels had a rough night last night.
I think with Washington, I understand Wentz, but we have to come to the point where Washington, the line was pretty bad.
Yep,
it was pretty bad in Washington. You have. I'm not saying Wentz isn't the problem. I admit that Washington, it's hard for him to get a turnover. It's bad up there in Washington. Washington, they force turnovers. Wentz isn't the only problem, and I think it just shows how bad Washington was playing. And like these two teams is bad. Hopefully, the next Thursday night game is pretty good because the Sunday night, Monday night games haven't performed. But since the Chiefs versus the Chargers, we have not seen a good Sunday night game.
Trying to remember who Sunday night is this week now. I think Monday night's the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Monday night is us versus the Broncos.
Okay, Sunday night's the Eagles and the Cowboys then, right?
I don't want to see Denver play, but hey, it's the Chargers playing. I don't know what's going on with Thursday. Thursday night games are getting bad.
Oh yeah, Thursday night games have been terrible this year. And like I said, I'm a Colts fan. I watch every Colts game, but that Colts and Broncos game was hard to watch. And then last night's game, I watched the whole game, but it was still. I mean, I watched it because I like football. You know what I mean? It wasn't a great game.
Next week, I'm trying to find next week.
That's what I was looking.
Next week, Thursday game is Saints and Cardinals.
Okay, well, that might be a little better depending on who plays the quarterback for the Saints.
Hopefully, I'm praying it's a good game, but it has the potential of being a dud.
And I think Damien said earlier that the Bears are back on prime time here again real soon. It's like, man, how do these? They need to start doing the flex scheduling again and get some better games on prime time.
I believe because, for example, look, the Bills versus the Chiefs, we could have made that a Thursday night game next week.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That game,
that's going to be
it's a 4:15 game,
yeah.
Which I don't understand how. I guess it's because they're getting money, but the next game after that, after the Saints versus the Cardinals, is the Eagles versus the Texans. I don't know what's going on. I understand Philly is playing very well, but the Texans really, I think some of these games, they could have changed the Thursday night games, specifically that Chiefs versus Bills. I don't believe that game is we could did the Eagles and Cowboys. I just personally don't believe that game, the Bills versus the Chiefs, is an afternoon game. That's far from an afternoon game.
And if you're Amazon, you can't be happy with the games with the way these games have been going. You pay all that money to get the excuse me, to get the NFL. You know what I mean? Get NFL Thursday night football, and then you're getting these games that haven't been good at all. Amazon cannot be happy so far.
Yeah, because Amazon's probably thinking you guys are giving me these crappy games, and I'm not a fan of any of these games.
Hell, if I remember right, they paid a lot of money. I think I can't remember exactly what they paid, but they paid a bunch.
I think it was it was close to $1 billion. I think it was close to $1 billion. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I'm not sure.
Damien said, to be fair, we couldn't do much this off season because of the cap. That's why I'm not pissed about the Mac trade, because next off season we can get all the weapons we need with that.
Who's gonna come to Chicago, Damien? I just want you to be honest with yourself. I can say Chicago is gonna get them some nice in the draft. They're probably gonna get them some nice receivers. They're gonna get themselves some nice pieces. I like your running back positions. I'm not gonna lie. I like Herbert and I like Montgomery. I think those are two solid running backs. I like Moody, even though the drop passes, but Moody is it's like what Rob said the other day. He's a number 3 receiver on a championship team. Not even 2, a number 3 receiver in a championship team. I think you guys aren't gonna get yourself, I believe, a number 1 receiver. I think you guys need to put y'all money into the line and draft these receivers and try to help them develop with Fields.
And get a new offensive coordinator.
And get a new offensive coordinator. Try to get a new mind up there that can play with Fields. Get one of these offensive coordinators that don't care about Fields trying to be a pocket passer, trying to use his best strengths, get him in RPOs, get him in bootlegs, get him in play action passes, and design runs to get the offense going. Like, get them in them type of things.
Yeah, because that's one of the big problems is they're trying to make Fields just be a straight pocket passer. And I'm not saying that he can't be eventually, but it takes time. I mean, we've seen it with a bunch of quarterbacks. You don't just go into the league and learn a whole new system and just pick it up that quick. I mean, look, even Peyton Manning struggled his first year. You can't just have the guy out there. Do what is going to give him the best chance to succeed. And right now, getting him out of the pocket, use his athletic ability. That's what's going to give him the best chance to succeed, especially with your offensive line. And you don't have great weapons down the field. But like last night, every time the Commanders tried to play just man coverage, Fields killed him by running. He saw everybody turn around and he'd take off running, and they couldn't stop him. Why not do that more? Use his athletic ability to your advantage. You're hampering him by just trying to keep him in the pocket, especially he's not a real tall guy. And you saw a couple passes go off people's helmets and stuff. Get him out where he can see better.
I just think it just
proven that I don't know if he's done enough to prove
he's the best receiver on the Bears.
Yeah.
It's not saying a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Bears. I feel bad for fans like Mike Hughes and Rob that are diehard Bears fans.
Mike Hughes said he's on his way, so we'll get his thoughts on this Bears in a minute when he gets on.
I feel bad for Mike Hughes and Rob for all these dedicated Bears fans that's just going through what they're going through. Because honestly, this is bad. And I know a lot of dedicated, strong Bears fans. This is bad for them. This is bad for the fanship. I will say this. Their defense doesn't look bad. They got a pretty solid defense with Eberflus. And defense, he's a defense-minded coach. I see Eddie Jackson playing better than you. I love Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith was everywhere last night.
He's a monster. Roquan Smith, I'll say he's in the top 10 linebackers as a whole in football. I love Roquan Smith. But they need to do something with that line to help Justin Fields, because Justin Fields is out there looking like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's getting killed, man.
He's looking like Joe Burrow out there in Cincy. It's honestly a 3-way tie who got the worst line in football. Between the Colts.
I was going to say the Colts have to be up there.
It's between the Colts, the Bears, and the Bengals.
And Washington's offensive line ain't much better either.
Yeah, Washington is pretty bad too.
That's what I was telling Rob this morning. He was saying the Bears had the worst offensive line in the league. I said, well, I got to put the Colts offensive line right up there with you guys. And the Colts, that's the problem with the Colts, though. That's where they spent all their money. They got so much money wrapped in the offensive line, and it's not performing at all.
Yeah, at least some of these teams, this young offensive line, it's like y'all are getting killed, and y'all offensive line for the past 2 or 3 years was the key to y'all success.
Yeah, we have one of the. I still think we have one of the best offensive linemen in Big Q, but he can't do it all by himself either. And our right tackle and left tackles have been killing us. And one dude, I can't remember his name now. I wanted them fired at halftime last game. Rain something. Dude had 4 holding penalties in the first half.
It gets bad when the Giants are not the worst line in football anymore.
Hell, the Giants have only lost 1 game.
Facts. I just thought I think the Bears are just doing a terrible, terrible thing on Justin Fields and is stunning his development. Remember David Carr in Houston?
Yep.
In the beginning, and he just kept getting killed, and it got to a point where
he was never the same guy.
He just kept seeing ghosts, and he was never the same guy. He could never get back to where he was. I believe that's how they're going to do Justin Fields.
I knew they weren't going to be great this year because, like Damian said, they are rebuilding, and you're bringing in a new staff.
I didn't think they was going to look this bad.
I didn't think they'd be this bad either. I think their biggest mistake was the offensive coordinator. Like I said, I don't understand why you bring a guy in with no experience. You got a guy that has a defensive-minded coach that's going to keep that defense playing well. I don't understand why he didn't hire somebody with experience as an offensive coordinator. Because, man, the offense looks bad. And I know they don't have a great receiving core. The Colts don't have a great receiving core either. But if you don't have an if your offensive line can't block, you're not going to do much. And that's been the Colts' biggest problem. Everybody wants to blame Matt Ryan, but has Matt Ryan been great? No, but also the offensive line hasn't done anything to help him. And he's not a mobile guy, so if the offensive line can't block, he's in trouble.
Yeah, at least with Justin Fields, you can put him in stuff. My thing is, you see everybody, the Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, all of these quarterbacks got designed runs for them. If you're the Bears, why are you not getting a designed run for Justin Fields?
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. Because every time he took off running last night, he gained, it seemed like 12 to 15 yards.
Easy. He runs a 4.4, almost 4.3. You could say he runs a 4.3 also, and you're not using him for design runs.
Well, look, he got that, 35-yard run there at the end of the game to get him down by the goal line?
That's what I'm saying. I believe Justin Fields is also thinking, if you use me for design runs, I promise you there will be more wide receivers open because it seems like they have a problem with separating.
Yeah.
And I believe Justin Fields does his best work when the play breaks down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because every time they played man, when he would run the ball, he'd have success. Well, if you keep doing that, they're going to start playing some zone or put a spy on him, and then that's going to help your receivers get open.
That's going to leave. You're going to put a left, right, or middle linebacker, whichever one is spying on Fields, or you're going to put probably the nickel DB, whoever's spying on Fields is going to leave a guy open, most likely the slot receiver, or it's going to leave tight end, even a running back when the running back want to run them short routes, run like a little wheel or a little out route. And I promise you how that's going to work. They're going to set, and then it's going to trickle down. Then they're going to go look for the short pass. So Monday's going to be beating the Chargers in the first match. Listen, Nathaniel, you understand your optimism, but we got this. We seen how bad y'all been playing.
But at the end of that, he did say that they've lost their last 6 Monday night games.
Not gonna lie, the last game y'all beat us last year. I don't know how y'all beat us last year. The beginning of the season, y'all beat the brakes off us, but then we got right. Honestly, I believe our strongest. I know we're gonna lose games we're supposed to win, but honestly, I think the problem with the Chargers right now is 1, Brandon Staley, and 2, our injuries. I've been saying since he's came.
What's up, Rob Scott?
Hey, you okay?
What's
Rob?
up, y'all? Well, yeah, I'm all good, man. How y'all feeling, baby?
I'm good.
I wanted to pop on here for a bit, talk some sports with y'all.
We were just talking about your Bears, man.
The gummy bears. That's exactly how they playing right now. Gummy bears.
We were just talking about Justin Fields, and they're not doing him no justice.
Man, they gonna get that boy killed. They gonna get that boy killed. We talked about this on the morning show. It's ridiculous when we actually, a quarterback is something we've been begging for in Chicago for years. And to actually get a quarterback who's, he's decent right now. I'm not gonna go as far as say he's good, he's great. Justin Fields has room for improvement.
Yeah, he's shown flashes that he could be a good quarterback.
Yes, and my thing is he's shown you what he can do with some time. We know he's amazing with his legs. I believe Deontay, you made the point he ran a 4.4. So he's amazing with his legs. He has a tremendous arm. He's kind of accurate. I mean, he was off on that touchdown pass.
He has tremendous upside.
He does. And my thing is, it's hard to really evaluate him as a quarterback when he's in fear for his life. He's in fear every time they call hike. He's running. I honestly think his first option is to scramble, and then he looks for a pass because he has to get out of harm's way. We saw 3 or 4 times where he was picking himself up off the ground yesterday.
I didn't think he was going to make it through the first half.
No, the thing that made me mad what they were saying was like Justin Fields, he hold the ball to him. I said the receivers are not separating. You want to throw a pick? There's no separation.
They get no separation at all, and it's sad. It's like, okay, I understand in the NFL, not everybody's going to be a top-notch receiver, but you have to learn how to get some separation. Run a route, study step, do something. But like it's literally plays where it's easy to kind of key in on Justin Fields because they're not even giving receivers double coverage out there. It's strictly one-on-ones. It's strictly one-on-ones. And you can't beat a one-on-one coverage.
And Chris was saying that's the problem. If you guys are going to run that one-on-one man, you guys can Justin Fields can basically just break off for a 20-yard game. You guys can set up run plays and run patches for Justin Fields. And if you set them run plays, and they're going to be successful because you got Montgomery, Herbert, which are very solid running backs, and they're going to do what they do. Yeah. It's going to set up the pass. And I promise you a tight end is going to be open or a slot receiver because they're going to use a spy on Fields the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, the only criticism I got of Justin Fields last night is he missed an open touchdown when they ran that bootleg.
With the tight end.
Yeah,
he also could have ran a few.
Even with that dude, with the way he was getting hit yesterday, I don't blame him for not wanting to run. Like, I was almost screaming at the TV, just go down gently. And Frankie is no excuses. Facts is facts, brother.
And he said facts. You talking to
facts
is on Bears fans.
Facts is facts. We can have Tom Brady as our quarterback. Tom Brady couldn't do nothing with this mess. It's literally a clown show what the Chicago Bears are right now. It's a clown show.
Y'all OC needs to be fired after the season. I'll probably fire him right now.
Do we even have an OC?
By title.
It's bad, man. Like, I was borderline about to turn the game off yesterday. I'm like, I was disappointed in what I saw yesterday. I just really was.
I ain't calling when Justin Fields threw that touchdown. I said, okay, the game's about to break open. Then I'm like, it's never gonna break open.
I'm telling you, if it wouldn't have been for that Murph punt, the Commanders would have never got a touchdown.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz is bad.
It's line too. That line is horrible.
But even I was about to give him a little reprieve. Even with Carson Wentz, they're like. Everybody, I saw somebody saying early on Facebook that it was a great defensive game. I said that was the easiest defensive game that I've ever seen because the offenses are terrible.
I hate when they've been saying they said the last 2 games was good defensive football. I said no, they just couldn't make a pass. They couldn't run the ball. It was literally you couldn't do nothing.
And neither team could catch the ball. Look how many drops on both sides.
Like, that game was awful. It's literally the best player, like Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is a solid player. I'm not going to say nothing. Antonio Gibson played very well yesterday. Robinson played very well. But my thing is the Bears rushed for 234 yards and still lost.
Yeah.
Well, like we were talking earlier,
they realize the run is their best thing to do, and they don't want to use it.
Well, not just that. Look how many of these coaches are turning down points, and then it comes back to kicking the ass at the end of the game.
Exactly.
If I was the Bears, I wouldn't turn down no points. I'm not gonna lie, especially
when your offense is struggling, you don't turn down points.
You never turn down points when you have a struggling offense. And my problem with the Bears are, you're in a position right now. Every point matters. You go for the immediate points. I mean, we haven't seen a game all season. One game when they went against who did the Bears go against last? Was it the Giants?
It was one of them games where Justin Fields had like
he threw 200 yards. Like that was his first 200-yard game all season.
I think that was the only one.
The Bears have thrown the ball less than any team in the league going in last night.
They can't throw the ball.
Oh no!
If the line is going through there in less than 2 seconds,
it was terrible.
But even with that, remember he got stopped on 4th down. Khalil Herbert.
Yep.
So
that's why I don't get 3 trips and you guys.
Are we a horrible red zone team?
When you're on the goal line like that, why don't you bootleg Fields out?
A bootleg to Justin Fields and he scored a touchdown? I don't know. That's just too.
Or take
the option to throw the ball or run.
Take a page out of Tom Brady book. QB sneak it.
QB sneak it and jump where the ball is at. You gotta do something.
Oh my goodness.
No, he didn't look like Lamar Jackson last night. He looked like Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween film. Justin Fields was running for his life last night. He was running for his life. And, he tried to save face, like we talked about earlier. He hit him with the big Papa pump. He wanted to do the push-ups. I'm like, nah, bro, instead of you doing push-ups, we wanted to call the ER.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to come back out for the second half.
I ain't gonna lie. That was the most Bears thing ever, though. When he dropped the punt, I said, "There's no way he dropped it."
Oh, I knew it, man. Sooner or later, Bears do Bears things, and we haven't been good since 06.
It was coming right to him, and he slipped somehow. It was like, dude, all you had to do was stand there. It was coming right there.
But which one was worse, you say? Last week's Thursday game or yesterday's game?
No, last week still got it. And that's just because it was no scores in that game. And you with this team with Chicago and Washington.
Wilson.
That was the point I was about to make. With Chicago and Washington, you kind of expected what you saw yesterday. With Denver, it is complete shock. I'm still in shock at the way Denver's performed this year. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Unfortunately for us as football fans, the AFC West is overrated. It's overrated.
As long as my Chargers are winning, that's all
they did not live up to the hype. And even with your Chargers, I know y'all are hit with injury. I'll give y'all that. They're not performing either. So
we have to play the Chiefs. The beginning of the games, we will be 3-1. We will be 4-1. I'm gonna tell you why. One, Sean Slater out for the season. That's our best offensive.
No, Damian 2006 was our best season. Oh, my bad, Deontay. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Who did you guys play in the last game of the
Keenan Allen only played one game, and it was the first game of the season. J.C. Jackson, he's been hurt, but I'm about to say something about J.C. Every time I see him, he's the guy that always gets the touchdown called on him. I'm getting tired of seeing that.
Yeah.
You're Mr. INT. It shouldn't be Asante Samuel Jr. out there better than you, and you're the highest paid corner in football. Derwin James, everybody else is doing justice. Joey Bosa on IR. Justin Herbert got killed by the Chiefs. I've never seen that in my life before. Since Patrick Mahomes been there, somebody get manhandled like that. Then the next week, you go to Jacksonville and get manhandled. I don't know what was wrong with our line against Jacksonville, but Jacksonville just cleaned our closet.
I'll tell you what, Jacksonville, that's something they are good at on the line, offensive line and defensive line, dude. They're good on the line of scrimmage.
I know, but I'm like, Jacksonville, I'm like, you had Trevor Lawrence out here looking like Pat Mahomes. I'm like, I understand if Cleveland would have beat us up like that.
Beat you in that Super Bowl.
Don't remind us. Don't remind us.
I understand.
Hey, you know what though? I'll say this though. Losing to Peyton Manning is very honorable.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared going to that Super Bowl. When I saw it was going to be rated, I was like, oh shit. They have a better running game than we do.
I mean, the Bear, it was lined up, like I said, and this brings me back to my point. How long have we been wishing for a great quarterback? What was our weakness in that Super Bowl? We had Rex Grossman behind the center.
You had a great defense.
Great special teams. We've never seen. I mean, I'm one of the people partitioning for Devin Hester to get in the Hall of Fame just because we've never seen anything like him on special teams.
Y'all forced a lot of turnovers too. Like,
we was one of the top ranked takeaway teams.
Lance
he was
Briggs.
We had Peanut. Man, come on, dude. We had Tommy Harris on that defensive line. Alex Brown.
That was a crazy defense.
We had Anderson out there, dude.
That was my Madden team. Y'all was my Madden team for a very long time because nobody can get off the line with me.
That year, the Colts just got hot at the right time, dude.
Y'all defense was horrible, and y'all had the defensive player of the year. That's why I never understood.
They played good enough defense to beat us.
Well, what happened was Bob Sanders was always out. And then when he came back there toward the end of the season, it changed our defense. Our run defense finally got good. And then, hey, if you give Peyton Manning the decent defense, it could be all over.
That was what he was missing. Because Peyton Manning, I was always in my head. I was like, bro, of all people, I want Peyton to get one. Just not Tom this year. That was my only prayer every year. If we don't make it to the playoffs, just don't give it to Tom, bro.
Hey, don't be surprised if Denver lose to the Jets.
He says he has Denver winning 3 more games this Monday against the Chargers, the Jets, and the Panthers.
They're not beating the Chargers. They're not beating the Jets.
First off, we have Justin Herbert. I think y'all got a solid defense. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not worried about Russ.
I'm not worried about that offensive line.
Yeah, your offensive line is awful. It's just not as bad as the Bears and the Colts. Your offensive line is awful, though.
I'm glad you mentioned the Bears first.
No, I don't know. It's a 3-way tie between y'all.
I don't know, dude. Our offensive line. Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan's running for his life, and he can't run.
And he can't run. That's sad.
That's terrible.
He too old. He too old to be taking punishment like that.
I told Chris it's bad when the Giants.
I need some of them roughing the passer calls like Tom Brady gets. That's what Matt Ryan
Nobody gets Tom Brady treatment. And he's going through a divorce. They're gonna look out for him.
But honestly, if I think we lose though, it's because our coaching.
Roquan didn't get shut down last night. Roquan was everywhere.
Roquan, I was the best player on the field. That's the only guy that was good. Roquan.
Damian, I'm starting to think you just want to say stuff to get a reaction.
Roquan was
you clearly didn't watch the game last night.
Roquan was amazing.
Carson Wentz didn't shut anybody out. Carson Wentz shut himself out.
He played horrible.
They only scored because of the muff punt. Like they literally only scored because of the muff. After that, I don't even know if did the Commanders get midfield anytime offensively?
I don't think so. They hit a field goal.
Yeah, they did get a field goal. That's right.
They got two. They got 2 field goals.
Yeah, and
Brady got
that's the
fined.
reason we lost. Instead of us having to go for the touchdown at the end of the game, we could have been kicking the field goal to take it into
Y'all could
overtime.
have been up. Y'all left 6 points on the board.
We did.
That's bad.
We could have won by 3.
That makes it worse, especially if y'all losing by 5.
No, it
Y'all
makes
have
it
6
worse
points
that
on the
we
board.
lost to the Commanders. That's what makes it worse. We lost to like almost the worst team in football.
No, that's the Panthers. I get
Yeah, that's why I say almost. That's why I said almost.
There's only
The
one
Panthers
guy
are horrible.
There's only one guy that's been looking worse than Justin Fields.
Oh, okay. I know.
Who,
I know what
Baker?
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
now,
Baker
but,
Mayfield.
Brady
Baker
got
Mayfield
fined
looks like
11,000 for kicking. He's talking about when Carson Wentz hit that block on Roquan on that last drive.
And whatever.
But I say, yeah, but Baker Mayfield's been playing like the worst quarterback in football. He's awful.
Well,
And
he
the
just got his coach fired.
The only person that defends Baker is Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless.
Baker's horrible.
And you know why Skip defends Baker? It's because Skip doesn't want to look like he was wrong. So he's gonna. I mean, every time that dude brings up Baker, he keep mentioning the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm like Janet Jackson and Shannon Sharp. What have you done for me lately?
Dude, honestly, let's talk about that for a second. Is Baker even going to be in the league?
I believe.
Yeah, you'll be a backup.
He's not no Manziel type of aura. I think Baker Mayfield's going to do his job, and I think he knows he's not going to start ever again.
I just don't know if people bring him in as a backup because if your starter starts struggling a little bit, it's going to be noise from the media about bringing Baker in. I don't know if the team's going to want to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Baker, is always going to be noise around him. Just because he was number 1 draft pick, won a Heisman, he's always going to create a buzz.
He
but
broke
you just
the record.
have to bypass
he broke the rookie
that buzz.
record touchdowns. His everybody talk about that run with the Browns when he was 8-3. The last 11 games, even though Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they was doing work, and you have Miles.
I mean that's the reason they're winning now because of who? Yeah. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt got that team on their back, and they just run the ball down your throat. Like look at Jacoby Brissett.
And they said Bears lost almost the worst team. So what does that make the Bears then, Rob?
Oh, it makes us horrible. I told you I'm not using the terminology garbage no more. They're basura.
Damian Baker didn't get benched. He's out this week hurt with a
he's hurt. Ankle. He should have been benched though.
Yeah, he should have been benched.
But I don't know. You're gonna play Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield.
Well, Sam Darnold's out too on IR. Their quarterback this week's gonna be PJ Walker.
PJ Walker, saying, yeah.
If those two are your options, you might as well just forfeit the
game. Call it quits.
Because that's pretty bad. They possibly got the worst quarterback room in football.
Well, I had to come in and y'all.
When the Jets are better, the Giants quarterback room is better. The Texans, those are pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to cut it short, heading back in, but had to come give y'all Rob's 2 cents on that. I don't even know if we call that a football game we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call it.
I've seen Pop Warner games better than what we saw.
That's true. That's amen to that.
Hey, but as always, guys, it's been a pleasure. If I'm able to hop back on while y'all still on here, I will be back. Hey, my new slogan: peace up, ASAP down.
All right, Rob. Talk to you later, man.
See you, Rob.
I
don't know, man.
Go ahead.
But Baker Mayfield, it's just he's been playing the worst quarterback play, and he has Robbie Anderson, he has DJ Moore, he has Christian McCaffrey. He has a very solid team, but yet he looks horrible.
Got some big games coming up this weekend. You got the Bills and the Chiefs.
That's going to be probably the best game this week.
That's the game I'm looking most forward to. And then you got the Cowboys and Eagles on Sunday night that everybody's looking forward to, with the Eagles being undefeated and the Cowboys only having that one loss.
I think that's going to be a very good game. Shout out to the Cowboys.
You think? I guess Prescott's back at practice. He didn't do nothing yesterday, much yesterday. He says he's going to do more today. Do you think there's any chance they put him in this game?
I wouldn't. I think this will be the game to test Cooper Rush since it's the beginning of the season and you're above expectation that you thought you would be without Dak Prescott. I'll see what Cooper Rush can do that game. And if you like what you see against the Eagles, and if you somehow beat the Eagles, I'll keep Cooper Rush in until Dak is 100% healthy. Or if you don't like how the game goes, you think, let me see, I'm trying to put in where if you see how the game goes and you don't like how Cooper Rush plays, you can see what Dak can do the next week after that.
Yeah, I think you wait till he's 100% healthy. I mean, I'm not a doctor and I'm not there, so I don't know if he's 100% yet. But from what the reports are, it still sounds like he's having a little trouble gripping the ball. And there's no reason to rush him back. Your backup has done his job. He's kept you guys winning, kept you guys in it. So, and what are they going to do if they say they bring Dak back and they start losing because it messes up some of the chemistry of the team? Then it's going to be hard to just throw Cooper Rush back in there and expect everything to click right off the bat again.
Yeah, you do got a point.
Cowboys, because right now they're dependent on their defense and their running game. They bring Dak in, are they going to stay with that philosophy, or are they going to start trying to throw the ball around everywhere again?
You're right, but I also think it's a lost situation. It's either A, you let you let Dak play, and if Dak play good, it was the right choice. But what happened if Cooper Rush start losing? You're gonna say put Dak in. You should have put Dak in earlier. Yep. So I think Cowboys are in a lost situation, or it could be a win-win situation. So either way, go to Cowboys just gotta play. I believe if you put Dak Prescott in, you do the same play package that you got for Cooper Rush. I think you guys should use the key. You guys use your running key using Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, that they're doing the thunder and lightning. And Ezekiel Elliott get the ground in the 4-6 yard carries, and then you use basically Tony Pollard on the shotguns, and you do what you're doing. And honestly, just have the quick passes with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Noah Brown, Dallas Schultz if he's healthy, and just work like that. I believe that's how the offense should be set up, even with Dak coming back. I believe with that offense and how you're sounding like that and how that defense is playing, I believe Dak Prescott can get you more than 20 or 30 points, and the defense is giving people under 20 points. I believe Dak Prescott can do that. I even believe Cooper Rush can do that. I just think the Cowboys need to play like that. Dak Prescott, if he's healthy and he plays well, I believe he could do more than Cooper Rush and take the Cowboys over that hump, because I believe Dak Prescott can win a shootout against any quarterback in football.
I just think they need to stick to the same formula even when Dak's in there. Keep running that.
I believe 100%. I agree. I'm the same way. I believe they should run the same formula with Dak Prescott. Just make it a little bit more established, more of a quick screen, quick slant, just quick plays and quick draws. A lot of bootleg and stuff still, so you can establish the run in other ways, just getting short passes and stuff too. I believe that also. I just think you need to keep the key to running the ball. I believe with success is running, because I believe Dak Prescott can do that. My thing about Cooper Rush is we haven't seen Cooper Rush play from behind. So that's the biggest key why I said Dak needs to start, because I've seen Dak make comeback wins. I've seen Dak play good in the third and fourth quarter. I've seen Dak do these things. I never seen Cooper Rush do these things. I'm not going to say he can't do them. I personally never seen him do it, and I don't know if it's going to be easy for him to do. I think it's a solid backup. I just think it takes a lot more to be in the starter, and he's going to eventually have to play from behind.
I think you leave Rush in until he loses. Leave him until he loses. Let Dak get 100% healthy. He loses a game. Then if Dak's 100% healthy, bring him back. But they're going to bring Dak back in because they're paying him so much money. Anthony said you're paying Dak all this money to hand the ball off. Hey, if that's going to give you your best chance to win, I mean, he's still going to throw the ball some, but you can't if they bring him back and they just go to complete trying to just air the ball out and get away from the running game. I think their offense could struggle.
No, I said, yeah, that's my only problem. But the Cowboys, they're not the best receivers, so Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb gonna have to step their game up and play very well. I just like how CeeDee Lamb playing. It's just gonna be if you want to beat Philly, you're gonna and win the division. I believe if you want to win this division and how Cowboys are looking, they have a chance of winning the conference with this 4-1 record and how they're playing and how that defense is playing. If you want to win this division or conference to be exact, you're gonna need Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe you're winning a conference with Cooper Rush. I don't believe you're winning a division with Cooper Rush. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in that division, and you're not gonna win anything unless you have Dak. I think Dak is the certified leader in that group, in that team. I think everybody loves Dak. I don't think it'll ruin the chemistry because you got to realize this. I think Dak is a very well liked guy in that locker room, and I think they really do love Dak because what Dak stand for and Dak how he carries himself, and Dak's the leader. I don't think it'll ruin. I don't think it'll ruin the room. I don't think it's like all these other backups. I don't think it's like the Carson Wentz and Nick Foles situation, the Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe situation. I don't think it's any of these situations. I just think they're going to play better. And I think due to that camaraderie and that relationship Dak got with his team, I think it's going to be – I think Dak is going to come back very soon if he's 100% healthy.
Yeah, I think once he's 100%, you bring him back. I wouldn't rush him back, and that's what I think they might do.
Knowing Jerry and seeing how they're winning, and I think Jerry knows a little bit about football. I think they're gonna keep rushing until the momentum's gone. So I agree. Maybe the first loss, whichever loss he has first, I think Dak is gonna come in after that because you're right. Okay, we lost the game, we lost our momentum. So let's see what we can do with Dak.
Yeah. That's what I think will happen. I think if they lose this game, that you'll see Dak next week. You might see Dak next week, even if they win this game. It just depends on his health. I think once he's 100%, they're going to go back to him. I just think they still need to run the ball. I think you still need to try to run the ball, get the run established because that's going to open up the passing game for Dak.
That's true. I just honestly think Dak Prescott, like, one shout out to the Cowboys because honestly, this is the best position that they could have been in, even with Dak being out. This is the best I've seen the position. I did not see them being 4-1. I don't believe nobody seen them being 4-1. I say people thought probably possibly 3-2 at best, probably even split 500, but they exceeded what they need to do with Dak being out. And I think whenever Dak comes back, I believe they're going to hit the ground running. And now they have a chance. I think Philly's going to win the division. I don't care. Honestly, Philly's probably has the best chance of winning the conference. I'm not even saying that because they're undefeated. I just say they're the most well-balanced team in the NFC. Yeah. I just think Dallas has the chance of making that wild card spot. And if you make that wild card spot, you have a chance of being in the dance and winning it all.
No, I agree. It's going to be
not saying I think they're going to win. I just say if you get that spot, you have a chance.
It's going to be interesting. When was the last time that the NFC East has been as good as they are this year?
Yeah. First off, the Giants are playing very well, which is going under the radar.
What about that game for a minute? Giants and Ravens. How you think that you think the Giants be able to keep that game close and maybe pull out another victory?
I don't know. It's just hard.
Offense, man.
Because Lamar Jackson is playing out this world. I understand the Ravens. Ravens should be 4-1. The Ravens beat themselves.
Yes, they've had two defensive collapses.
Yes, the Ravens have beaten themselves. The Ravens are playing like one of the best teams in the NFL. I love how the Ravens playing. Lamar Jackson is basically if Lamar Jackson is playing how he's playing still, I have a good chance that he's going to be a 2-time MVP. I think Lamar Jackson is playing out this world. He's playing spectacular. I believe the Ravens are going to win the AFC North. But the Giants, I just got to give a big shout out to Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll, he's basically minimized Daniel Jones' turnovers, and Saquon Barkley's coming back to refresh himself, and that defense is playing. That defense is flying. So I don't know. It's going to be a hard matchup, but
I just can't bet against Lamar Jackson. That guy got that team on his back. Perriman is playing great. Mark Andrews is playing very good. J.K. Dobbins is playing very solid. You're getting back Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards has been a very solid running back. You're playing very good. It seemed like since last game the defense came back to what they once were. I love the Marlon Humphrey. I love Mark. I love all these dudes that still play. I just feel like they need to play a little bit. The secondary need to play a little bit better. I just think the Ravens are going to come back to a whole, and I believe the Giants is going to lose their momentum from that Packers loss, from that Packers win.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Giants, don't get me wrong, Giants are playing good defense. I just don't think they're going to have enough offense to keep up with the Ravens.
I totally agree.
I mean, I think they might slow Lamar down some, but I don't think they're going to be able to shut that offense down. I like what the Giants are doing. I think their biggest thing right now is they need some receiver help bad. They don't have no receivers.
Yeah, it's always been a dud since he's been there.
Yes, and
been awful.
I mean, Daniel Jones. I'm not saying he's playing great, but he's not beating themselves by turning the ball over like he has in the years past. Dable's at least gotten them to cut down on the turnovers. I like what Dable's doing there. I think he's going to build a excuse me. I think Giants are going to build a good team with Dable there. But I think it's still going to be a year or two because they got to get some more weapons on the receiver. But Saquon Barkley, man, Saquon's looking tough. Hopefully he can stay healthy for the whole season because he's showing people what everybody thought he was going to be when he came into the league.
I see. Yeah, I think Saquon's looking amazing. That's the same thing. Daniel Jones. I think they still think, they're going to keep him. I believe they're going to keep Daniel Jones, but I still don't think they think he's the number one answer. But yeah, I think the big thing they're going to work on this draft or during this free agency is receivers. Kenny Gallaways not been looking very good. I understand you have Kadarius Toney, which he's okay, but he's a number 3 at best. You have Sterling Shepard, which has always been banged up. I believe they need to fix their offense, honestly. And if Brian Dable keep doing it like this, I believe next year the Giants is going to have a better run. I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs this year, but I think the Giants are going to be good for foreseeable future.
Yeah, I do too. Lamar Price says Lamar not winning the MVP. I think Josh Allen's the front runner for MVP right now.
I get that 14 passing touchdowns. I think he has 6 rushing. He's playing out this world. I just think if Lamar Jackson can play like this and win the division, if the defense can hold these games, because let's be real, they had Buffalo beat. Had Buffalo beat. The defense is the reason they lost to Buffalo. Lamar Jackson had Buffalo beat. Josh Allen's playing out this world, but I'm not going to say Josh Allen is just light years playing out this world better than Lamar. That's personally me.
I have Lamar as he'd be my second right now for MVP.
I think it's a 2-way. I think it's a 3-way, 4-way. Actually, I apologize. Between Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. I think those 4 players are playing out this world, and it's everybody else. Jalen Hurts leading the Eagles, and the Eagles is undefeated, and Jalen Hurts is playing very well with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders. They're the number 2 rushing team in football. You got Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs, which you learning. Even without Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes still know what to do. He's just distributing the ball to everybody. Travis Kelce is still playing 4 touchdowns last game. And you got Josh Allen. Josh Allen is just Josh Allen. He is.
My top 3
are monster.
My top 3 are Allen, Lamar Jackson, and the Mahomes. And I'd have Hurts right there at the 4th.
I think that's everybody's top 4. But Josh Allen, ever since Stephon Diggs came there,
oh man,
Josh Allen has been crazy. He's been going bananas.
Yep.
But with Lamar, I think Lamar, he just does it in both ends. I think he's probably one of the scariest dudes to go against because you don't know what he can do, and he's getting better throwing the ball. And Mark Andrews and Perriman and all them other receivers, they're playing better. And I think he got a better relationship with them than last year with the other boys. Mark Andrews is playing like a top 3 tight end in football. And then I don't know. I really like Perriman. He's making big time plays. And I like how J.K. Dobbins is the first game he came back, he balled out. I like how everybody's been playing on offense. So it's the defense that's got to hold up for the Ravens. But the Ravens, they're the best in the AFC North. And the only team that has the potential of beating them, it hopes they got to keep afloat until Deshaun Watson come back.
Well, they should have won the game last week against the Chargers after the Chargers coach done a stupid move. They missed a field goal.
I say even after this season, he needs to be gone because I honestly think the offense and I think the team talked to him about going forward on fourth down due to the fact of what Keenan Allen tweeted during the game. Not even when they didn't get the field, even the fourth down when they was going on the field. I believe they talked about it like, hey, we don't need to do this. There's no purpose of us doing this. Because I believe our defense could have shut them down. They had no timeouts left. Punt the ball, and Jacoby Brissett has to throw the ball. They beat us. I like our chances. I understand they got Amari Cooper. I understand they got David Njoku, and he had a solid game that game. But they're not going to keep running the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt if they have no timeouts left and it's going to be 1 minute left on the clock.
Yeah.
I just think Staley, and them too, it was just we lost that Chiefs game because of Staley and the coaching. If you look at the pick six that Watson caught, I analyzed these games. I was watching it. We kept running the no huddle offense, which I don't know why. It was in the middle of the third quarter. We didn't need no huddle. We could have called. He could have took a little break. Everett tapped his helmet and saying, "I'm tired. I'm tired." Staley still want to go for the no huddle. Herbert threw it to a spot, a position. Herbert was out that position. No, Everett was out that position because Everett was tired and he cannot run that. He cannot run that route in that position. Then Herbert threw it at that spot. Watson jumped it and he took it all the way to the end zone. That was a bad coaching hazard that we all seen. No, Staley, and last year Staley gave us a couple games. The reason we lost.
You guys, you would have tied the Raiders went to the playoffs.
Example, the last game of the season.
Yeah, he's cost you guys some games. Damian says Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, and then Lamar, and then Saquon or Travis Kelce after that for MVP.
Okay, I can see Saquon and Travis Kelce after that. I can see Saquon and Travis Kelce.
He said maybe Mike Williams as well.
From the Chargers, Mike Williams have been playing amazing. Shout out to Mike Williams.
What do you think about this Chiefs and Bills game?
I believe it's going to be Chiefs. I got Chiefs.
Man, the Bills secondary is what worries me with the injuries they've had this year in their secondary. But I think it could be a game like we saw last year in the playoffs where it could come down to whoever has the ball last. Because I think both these offenses are going to put up some points. You know, Allen's been playing at a high level with Diggs and all the weapons he has, but so is Mahomes. So I think it could be a shootout, and whoever has the ball last could win this game.
Absolutely. I think that, but I think with Von Miller and I think with the leadership he's brought on this defense, I understand the Bills got banged up in the secondary, but they're still playing very solid. I just understand, but I just can't go against number 15. I'm not the biggest fan of number 15 because I'm a diehard Chargers guy, but I just can't go against him. And honestly, him and Josh Allen, the two best quarterbacks, I would not be surprised if Josh Allen beats him, but I just can't go against number 15.
Oh no, I get it. I'm gonna go with the Bills, but what does worry me is that secondary a little bit. But they've been playing decent, and they did add Xavier Rhodes in there. I thought that was a good pickup after they lost some guys to get a veteran guy in there to help out with your younger guys.
Well, yeah, I think that was a solid thing with Xavier Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes, he was a very tremendous cornerback at one point, and maybe he could revamp, and maybe he can show some veteran leadership to this Bills secondary due to the fact that it's a lot of banged up.
I like that idea right there, Anthony.
If we can get Sean Payton, Anthony, I might buy my tickets to the Super Bowl then. If you get me Sean Payton with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I like that idea. That would be a
Sean Payton,
great move for the Chargers.
I think Sean Payton wanted to go to – I think Dallas wanted Payton.
Yeah.
But I think Peyton decides to retire. I still think Peyton wants to coach.
Yeah, I think he'll coach again. I don't think he'll end up.
I
think in a
just
way
don't
he
think
wants
it's
to go
the
to
same.
Dallas. But I don't think he'll go to Dallas because he's not
He
going to be
wants
a puppet.
control.
Yeah, he's not going to be a puppet. And
He wants a full control of the team.
Yep.
I think that's the only I think that's a lot of coaches. I think a lot of coaches will play in Dallas. The only problem is you seen Belichick. No, you seen, I'm sorry, not Belichick. You seen Parcells there. You seen Johnson there. Great coaches left because they didn't have full control of the team. And they're going to want full control. Sean Payton is a guy that wants the full control of the team where he's running the organization, basically.
Yep. I know.
But I'll love Sean Payton on the Chargers. I'll love Eric Bieniemy for the Chargers. I'll love a lot. I think the problem with the Chargers, I love Staley. I think Staley is a very solid defensive coordinator. I think at best he's a defensive coordinator. I don't like his head coaching decisions. I don't like the play calling he does. I like Joe Lombardi as our OC. I'll give you that. Joe Lombardi, he does bad. He makes conservative things. I don't think it's Lombardi. Just no one's looking at Staley and looking at what he likes to do. I think Lombardi comes up with the good play cover, but I honestly think I would say Joe Lombardi's a solid guy. I think Sean Payton would been a very good coach. I just think the head coaching. I just think if Staley didn't do the fourth down stuff so much and let Herbert do what he do and run the ball, I think we will be pretty solid.
Yeah, he gets carried away with the analytics stuff. That's one thing that hurts you guys. He gets carried away with the analytics, always going for it on fourth down. And I mean, like last game, why are you going for it on fourth down in your own territory with a minute left? They have no timeouts. And
we're up.
Yeah. You punt the ball and play defense. I mean, it's simple. I understand. Oh yeah, but if we get it, the game's over. Yeah, but if you don't get it, the game probably over too. And it could have been.
That's what I understand. Like I get that you're trying to be creative and you're trying to get them off with analytics, but it didn't work.
What's going on, Ron?
I am on Gonzo's show.
Long time no see. How you doing?
I'm pretty sure you beat me in fantasy this past week.
No, that wouldn't mean that might have been my son. I got beat this week in fantasy.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to our fantasy league. I think I'm 1-4. I'm struggling.
But my fantasy league,
right? I can't remember. You might have played my dad last week. I know this week you played one of my cousins.
I played a Gonzo and y'all beat my ass. Is Dante in our league? Deontay.
No, I'm not in your league, man.
Are you in the ASAP league?
I tried to get in there. It was just my stuff was messing up. So I only could do one league.
Okay.
But I said I got my own fantasy league with my people I was in the military with. I'm 3-2 right now. But I said my receiving Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase has been duds for me in fantasy.
Shout out to Devontae Adams and his lawsuit.
What? Speaking of that, what do you think's going to come of that?
No, he's giving up at least $250,000.
He's going to give up some money.
That's a low amount. He's getting $1 million. Devontae sponsored by the Georgian brand.
No, I think he's gonna get at least $250,000. That's off the rip. If you're not, he's gonna spend at least $250,000.
That's the starting. That I would think they would start at $1 million. We got to look at Devontae's net worth.
He just got that new.
Yeah. I think it's $5 million easily.
He's the highest. He's the second highest paid receiver, I think, behind Tyreek Hill.
Ooh, I wish. Gonzo, you want to be a cameraman? I'm like, please push me.
Yeah. No, I would have got up as quick as he did. I'd have been laying there, my back.
Yeah, he got up.
I would have still been
if
there.
He was gonna act like that. He was gonna sue. You know, you was gonna sue, bro. I would have been on my back. A
whole week later, still laying at the field. Oh my god!
I think I got a concussion. I'd have been. Yeah, and you watch him, he popped right back up like nothing happened, and then said he had whiplash and all this other stuff.
He wanted to be tough. Yeah, you can't be tough when we're talking about money. Oh my gosh. They're gonna bring that
facts.
back up in the court. They're gonna bring that film back up at the court. You jump right back up.
He gonna get paid. Devontae will end up paying him so he don't have to go to court.
Damn. Devontae, I guess you miss Aaron Rodgers. He misses you too, Devontae.
Well, they miss each other because they both. Aaron Rodgers' receiving core is horrible. He's relying on an old Adam Lazard, Orion
Shout out to
Tunyon
Lazard.
that just got off of an injury. Amari Rodgers, which is a kick returner, which Amari Rodgers is a very solid kick returner, but he doesn't play receiver as much.
His number one option, dude.
Yes, he's playing off of them.
So, fellas, I have been falling in love with Dobbs. I think it's Romeo Dobbs. Fantasy pickup, y'all. Romeo, by a couple weeks from now, we could be looking at him as the next Devontae Adams because he gets open. I love receivers that get open. Oh, yeah.
So I've heard that a lot about him, but for some reason, it seems like Rodgers won't throw him the damn ball.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not what Rodgers throwing the ball. It's just, I think how the offense is set up now, Matt LaFleur wants a run dominant, and he wants to establish the run with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. And with using Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, I think they got two solid running backs. They probably got the best 1-2 punch running back core in football. I just think they just forget they have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
Oh, that's a conversation.
I honestly think
the best 1-2. What about the Rams? The Rams, shout out my team with Cam Akers and Henderson.
Y'all lying not saving Matt Stafford or Cam Akers and Henderson at all.
Gonzo, what about you guys and Hines? I don't know about that best one.
Coastline.
You had to put Cleveland up there too with Chubb and Hunt.
Okay, I forgot about.
Yeah. They're the best.
I'll say Chubb and Hunt.
There's nothing close to that. Yeah, there's nothing close.
Yeah,
to
Chubb
that.
and Hunt's the two best. I apologize on that. Well, they are arguably to some people the best. I can say that.
Yeah, and I would put Taylor at Hines in too.
I like Taylor. Taylor's better than Jones. Taylor's better than Jones and Dillon. It's just Hines, I don't think is better than Dillon.
Gonzo?
I think it's close.
Hines is nice, but I don't think he's Dillon. I think Dillon could be a Pro Bowl running back on another team. Maybe. But I like Hines. Hines is quick.
I can appreciate that.
Go back to what you were saying about Green Bay. That's what cost them the game the other day, though, is they got away from the run against the Giants in the second half. They just kept trying to throw the ball deep. First half, they ran the ball, was winning. Second half,
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm up 17 points, I'm running the ball. I don't.
Well, yeah, they quit running the ball in the second half. Aaron Rodgers was airing it out.
I don't think LaFleur is as good as everybody think he is. I think it's the same thing with McCartney. You have Aaron Rodgers, so you just think Aaron Rodgers is going to save the day. And Aaron Rodgers is at the point that he's tired or he got to save the day. He just wants some coaching. And now they got a scheme set up. And now I just think he's going out his own way. One game, you should have threw the ball more. Another game, again, now you didn't want to run the ball more. I just think they're confused. I think they're missing Devontae Adams because I'm not going to lie. If they can – he said, "Don't say Akers. He's not doing nothing."
Oh my gosh, Cam Akers went at least third round in everybody's fantasy draft. Lord have mercy, my Rams.
Yeah, he's been awful. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
but I think they miss each other though. I think Devontae Adams realized Derek Carr is not Aaron Rodgers.
Who misses the other more?
Oh, I think Devontae missed Aaron Rodgers more.
We saw that.
There's some days Devontae don't get targets. Targets he deserves.
It's crazy. The first Oakland game, I forget who they played, but of course they're like 1 in 1,000. That first game they played, Devontae got the ball, 11 receptions, 14 targets.
Then they got rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Oakland.
But I say they got a lot of weapons. I think they should use the
They have
bubble.
an offensive coordinator as a head coach.
That's the
You talking about
problem.
Josh McDaniels?
Yep.
Yeah, Josh
That's the
McDaniels.
problem. McDaniels don't know what he's doing because he's trying to level out the playing field. No, you
The
have
problem
Devontae
is-
Adams.
When you get these coordinators that used to coach Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and they just think, oh, these coordinators are geniuses. I'm like, you just don't realize they got Tom Brady and Peyton Manning as their quarterback.
And that's some of Frank Reich's problem in Indianapolis. He'll run the team as an offensive
He has
coordinator
curves.
as a head coach.
I also think Wright is a better OC than he is head coach.
Right.
Same thing with McDaniels. I think McDaniels is probably the best OC in football, but head coaching, I just think it takes more with head coaching.
You're wrong. Hold on. Wait. I may have to go and come back in. Did you just say one of Bill Belichick's sponsors is the best assistant?
One of the best OCs.
Deontay, you're gonna have to come on camera.
He
sir.
did. Look
have
at
to
Mac
come on.
Jones.
Gonzo,
Look
how
at Mac
many
Jones
how
before.
many
Look
how
at Mac
many
Jones before
Belichick's
this year.
coordinators do we have to go through? No way. No.
Todd Bowles is solid. Brian Flores was solid.
Brian Flores is the only person we can think about.
I don't think Josh McDaniels is a good head coach, but I think OC up in with Bill, I'll say yes. Like Frank Wright. Frank Wright is a solid. He's okay at head coaching, but he does his best work as an OC.
You
Brandon
don't need
Staley.
to answer. Anthony Price does not need to answer that question. You are not. There's nothing we can say in here that's going to make you drop Kyle Pitts because we're all picking him up right away. Shut up. You're going to have to deal with it. I don't know what.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking up Kyle Pitts. I don't care what he does, but I know I got him. And I know
you can have any player on my team unless I got a top wide receiver running back. Go ahead. What league is this? AP? Drop him. I think I'm in one league with him. Yeah, go ahead and drop Anthony Price. No, not Anthony Price. Kyle Pitts.
No, I'm in 4 different leagues. I can't remember who's all in each league.
I'm in 2.
How quick would you guys respond on picking up Kyle Pitts when you see him?
I'll be the first guy to get him. Not gonna lie. Kyle Pitts, Duke. Thank you.
He draws so much attention. AP, the Falcons are a great offense. He's going to get it together. But he's a great decoy.
Falcons are a very competitive team this year.
Right. They're always going to score points. I don't think they will always score above 20 points a game. Oof. I love the Falcons.
Now, but what coaching you think is in the hot seat though, Chris?
I think Frank Reich is in the hot seat. McDaniels has to be in the hot seat with the Raiders because of the expectations you start out.
Do you think Nathaniel Hackett's in the hot seat?
Yeah, I do, because the only reason they hired Hackett because they thought they were going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
he's so bad.
Yeah,
you have
Russell
Wilson, and like not just Russell Wilson. You got 4 great receivers, 3 great running backs. Oh my gosh, he's out of here.
Does he make it through the whole season?
I don't know.
Hackett?
Yeah.
No freaking way.
If they play like this still, I give him I give him like 3 or 4 games. If he scores under 20 points again, he's gone.
If
the Colts lose this game Sunday, you might see Wright gone.
Him and Wilson's not on the same page.
Wright's never beaten Jacksonville. That speaks volume.
Well, he's never beat him on the road. He's beat him at home.
He's never beaten Jacksonville on the road.
Yeah, but this game's finally at home. But if you lose, because they've already played.
Have y'all lost like 3 or 4 in a row?
Well, no, we had, but then we beat Denver. Our last game
against Jacksonville.
Yeah, we've lost like 3 or 4 in a row to Jacksonville. Reich has never lost to Jacksonville and Indy. But if he loses this game, because we've already lost 2 division games, tied of division games, and we played the Jags this Sunday, and then we play Tennessee again the next week. So if he loses these 2 division games, these next 2 division games, I think he's gone. Because that'd be 5 of our 6 division games, and not win one and lose the other four. I think Jim Irsay is going to be getting impatient over there.
I honestly think the same thing with Staley. I get Kansas City, but if we don't get I think if we win less than 11 games, I think Staley's gone.
Especially if he keeps making some of the decisions on fourth down.
Oh, I agree. Damian Carr looks bad, but McDaniels is not doing any justice with the play calling. He's not looking for Devontae Adams some days. Some days he's not looking at Renfro. Some days he's not looking at Waller. And plus, he has Josh Jacobs, which is a very solid running back. I think you should use Josh Jacobs more. And you got Amir Abdullah. You can use him more. They don't use Falcons.
Denver, Colts.
No. Bears, absolutely. Raiders, yes. Rivera, yes. Colts, yes. Denver, yes. Only team I disagree with is the Falcons.
Hackett or McDaniels?
Eberflus.
You think Eberflus should be fired first?
Yes. Eberflus looks awful. Like the Bears is arguably the worst offense in football.
Yeah, like I said, they made a mistake. Offensive coordinator there. If you're going to hire a defensive-minded coach, you have to hire an experienced offensive coordinator, not a guy that's never called plays in his life.
And that's the same thing. Like that, I think that'd be the problem with NFL guys. They just look for one specialty. Because, for example, you get an offensive-minded guru, and next thing you know, they say, "Forget the defense."
What about Kingsbury in Arizona? I don't think.
Cliff Kingsbury is a good one. Cliff Kingsbury's been bad. But I don't think Cliff Kingsbury's an offense guy. I don't think the problem with Arizona is the offense. I think receivers are not catching balls, and I don't think the defense is playing good. So I don't know about Kingsbury.
He'll be getting D-Hop back here real soon.
And that's going to change the offense. People talk about Mike Tomlin, which I don't like. I don't think Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat. I think it's his first losing season. This is going to be his first losing season in his whole career. So I don't think he's on the hot seat. Yeah. And shoot, I'm not going to lie. People talk about Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat. He's just going to get picked back up like that same day.
Yeah, I don't see Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh they don't get rid of coaches quick. Anyway.
You know, Pittsburgh, if you want to get rid of Mike Tomlin, just let the Chargers know we will fire Staley that day, and he can come with us.
They can send Mike Tomlin right over to the Colts.
Man, I'm not going to lie. That's probably one of the coaches. If they say Mike Tomlin, there's only two coaches I like. If we can get Jim Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin, I'll be happy. I still think Jim Harbaugh, it just depends on the team. You can buy him back into the NFL.
I think Harbaugh would be good with her.
Hold on. Which Harbaugh are we talking about?
Not John, Jim. The one in college.
You stop it. Stop that evil. Stop
you don't like Jim Harbaugh?
No, I love the Michigan Wolverines. Stop trying to take our coach.
Nah, I'm just saying, I love Jim.
Hey, speaking of Michigan, Ron, they going to beat Penn State this weekend?
That's going to be a game.
By 10.
You think it's going to be by 10?
They're 7-point favorites.
They got some good games. I'm excited seeing Alabama versus Tennessee.
I don't have to think about it. The only game I'm going to think about is Ohio State. But no. Penn State and Michigan are two different teams.
Penn State, 10th in the country now.
That's great. Shout out to the Big Ten. But Ohio State, Michigan are in a different class than Penn State.
I get y'all to shout out to the Big Ten. It's still not SEC football.
Big Ten is better, Gonzo. I'm sorry.
Nah, SEC.
I agree with you. That's what I watch all the time is the Big Ten.
I get that.
Name your SEC schools because you're going to stop after Alabama and Georgia.
First off, Tennessee. You got Mississippi State. You got
Tennessee.
A&M.
I love Tennessee. I love Tennessee this year, but they're not a more short story than Michigan or
All right,
Ohio.
I'll say y'all are a very storied program, but SEC brings out the best players. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, I'm not gonna bring him up. Can't bring that guy up. You got the Jerry Jeudy's, the Julio Jones. I can keep going. You have the Eddie Jacksons, the Patrick Surtains, Devontae Smiths, AJ Browns, DK Metcalf, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry.
So
I can keep
So
going.
who's your school? I can clearly tell. I can clearly tell you're SEC. Who's your school?
I'm a diehard SEC fan.
Because you're bringing up other arguments.
See, my school in
Yeah,
college
you're
is
bringing up
IU,
other arguments.
and we're
Oh,
terrible.
Didn't know
I'm an
we were
Arkansas
doing.
guy.
If we're going to talk
Arkansas.
about players that's come out, of course, it's a players.
Big Ten, I'll say, is the second best school, second best conference.
Yikes! Yikes!
Y'all are
I'm
second
sorry.
best. But SEC football is a different monster. It's basically NFL football for real. I'll say one thing though, Big Ten or SEC, we all suck at bringing out quarterbacks. Only thing Big Ten, only thing they gonna say is they brought out Tom Brady. SEC, they brought out Peyton Manning, but I'll say the Pac-12 is better offensively when it comes down to quarterback play. But I understand why Big Ten people think the Big Ten is the Big Ten, but the SEC usually comes out on top.
Who do you think's going to win it this year?
Ooh, that's a hard one because everybody got some weaknesses. I think the best team in college football is in the Big Ten, so I like Ohio State. CJ Stroud looks amazing, and I like Jackson, the wide receiver. He is nice. I like Ohio State. If Alabama, I think Bryce Young is not going to do everything for Alabama. I think Georgia can compete. Georgia's been slipping up, but I think Georgia's going to be in that dance. If USC can play like they play, I like Lincoln Riley.
I just don't think they have the defense yet.
Yeah, that's the only thing, but that's always been a problem with Lincoln Riley's teams. Yep. Defenses have been horrible. But about my best chance, I'll put my money on Ohio State or Georgia. It's just I can't go against boys up in Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that Michigan and Ohio State game.
Oh, that's gonna be a crazy game this year again. Michigan has a chance too. It's always been quarterback play with Michigan. Michigan's weakest spot has always been quarterback.
This young guy they got now, this McCarthy, I think he's going to be pretty turn into a pretty good damn quarterback for him.
I like him. He's actually playing good, but I'm excited for him.
He's athletic. He can move. He can move around. I'd like to see him be able to go on a run this year and make the national championship. But man, them in Ohio State's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to lie, but this is my favorite time of year. October, mid-October, early November. You have NBA's coming back on the 18th. You have NFL beginning. You have the NFL beginning. You have the NFL playing right now. TCU is playing very good. I'm not going to lie, Anthony. I'm not going to lie. TCU is playing very good. You have MLB. You have MLB playoffs.
Speaking of MLB playoffs, the Cleveland Guardians and the Yankees are tied 2-2 in the top of the fifth inning.
Oh, dang. Okay. But this is the best time of the year. I believe it's the best time of the year for sports, for all sports fans.
And you just had hockey start back up this week as well.
Yes. Well, that's one thing I said what COVID made me realize. As a diehard sports fan, I miss sports. Like, during COVID. Yeah, I think I realized I couldn't do life without sports. because I was so bored. I used to watch old clips. I used to watch Undisputed every day and stuff. I try to watch, but nobody really talked about nothing. I had to watch old. Like that's why I thank Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, because as diehard sports fans, that was the only thing we looked forward to.
Oh yeah, it did suck, especially like that first couple of weeks of COVID when they shut all the sports down.
Yeah, like
I watch TV. That's what I watch. The sports.
Absolutely, that's the only thing. Like I started watching new shows on Netflix and stuff, but I'm like, it was sports. All I could watch was sports. I'm like, bro, there's nothing on sports related.
I was watching like the Korean baseball league at like 2 a.m. just because so I could watch some live sports.
I'm like, man, let me watch something. It's like you guys don't have anything on.
Let's get to our final thoughts. Yeah, it's about that time because I got to get ready for my other show here at 3. What are your final thoughts, Deontay? Big sports weekend coming up.
Yeah, this weekend is going to be a nice little sports weekend. We're going to start off on the weekend. We're going to watch at noon. Penn State go against number 5 Michigan. Like I just said earlier, Penn State's number 10. I like Michigan. I got Michigan at least for 4 points. I'm not going to lie. You also have the University of Alabama. They're going against Tennessee, Hayden Hooker, which is mostly number 1 in everybody's Heisman. I think he's going to try to bring his Heisman race up. If he could beat Alabama and knock off the number 1 seed, I believe he's going to be the front runner, not even close for the Heisman Trophy. It's going to be a lot of good games, and we're going to go to Sunday. The game of the week, which everybody's waiting for, which I just told Chris still to understand why that wasn't a Thursday night game. You got the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs, which is going to be solid. And I got Kansas City. I love that game. You got Cowboys versus Eagles that starts Sunday night, which is going to be a very good game. And then Monday, you got the Chargers versus the Broncos, which can be a dud, but it could possibly be a good game also. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun little game. It's going to be a fun little weekend. I'm going to have fun enjoying it, and go Chargers.
Why do they keep giving us the Broncos on prime time? I don't understand that.
That's like the second game, isn't it?
Man, it's like the third time they've been on prime time.
That's the third game. Because they played. Their first game was Monday night. Second game, I think their third or fourth game was like Thursday, and now this game is Monday.
You got any final thoughts, Ron, before we get out of here?
Yes, absolutely. Deontay, you gave me a sports orgasm talking about all these incredible games that we got coming up. But I just want to remind all football fans, yes, if you're tuned into the ASAP network, you do not forget who the Super Bowl champions are. Yes, we're struggling. Yes, we're hurting. The 49ers, our big brother, just whooped our tails. The Bills whooped our ass as well. Y'all go ahead and forget about the Rams, Gonzo. Y'all go ahead, but I will see you guys in February when we're playing the Super Bowl game, because we're the best team in the NFC. I'm done.
All right, we'll see. I think they'll get it turned around. They're just struggling offensively right now. They gotta get the offensive line.
Odell, baby, you should just make sure the Rams is where you want to be. Odell, we need you.
I think Odell might end up in Buffalo.
I would love to see him back on the New York Giants.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah. I hate to see him in Buffalo.
I thought they wanted McCaffrey.
I hate to see McCaffrey there also.
Because you're a Chargers fan?
Yeah. You should too, because you're a Colts fan. You know that's probably the season.
The Colts, the way they're playing, we're not going nowhere this year.
Y'all can still win a division. Y'all still got a chance.
Win a division. We just got to get our offensive line fixed.
Yeah, look at the bright side. Derrick Henry hasn't awakened yet.
They brought in a couple offensive linemen this week. We'll see if they can help any.
That's one thing y'all got to look at. Derrick Henry hasn't awakened yet.
He awoke.
He's not woke yet. I haven't seen his 200-yard game.
Okay. Yeah.
He
Who did they play last week?
Them.
I've been seeing some clips of some vicious stiff.
He had like 100 last week, I think.
That's why I said I feel like it took him 3 weeks, but woof. Whew.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, once Derrick Henry get that 200-yard game, Chris, you might as
And
well
one-
get scared.
That one game he had 22 yards against Buffalo, I think it was that night.
Oh yeah, Buffalo.
But since then he's been running the ball a lot better.
I'm not gonna lie. If Derrick Henry, we just haven't seen that respected 230-yard game.
Yeah.
Once Derrick Henry gets that,
He had close to 100 yards against the Colts earlier this season.
That's
y'all gotta-
that's
yeah, but the Bills.
we can't forget about Tannehill. Like, that's that man's quarterback. I'm putting not 8 in the box. Gonzo, I'm putting 9 in the box. The fact that we're talking about Derrick Henry's success, period, is an all-time achievement because the Titans are trash.
Yeah, they are horrible without him. Well, he had 117 against y'all. He just had 102 against Washington.
And so he's been running the ball a lot better than he was at the beginning of the season.
If he get a 200-yard, I'm just waiting for that 200-yard. You know, Derrick Henry, you get used to that 200-yard game. You're just like, oh, he just woke up. Because once Derrick Henry, I don't understand. He's the most consistent dude. Like, when it comes down, when he gets on his streak, you can't stop him.
The moment
Y'all know that better than anybody, Chris.
The moment he gets that 200-yard game this year, we are going to have the conversation of who's the best running back ever.
I think he has one of the best peaks ever.
If he gets to
Like
200
a
yards
running back at
again,
their peak, I think he's the most dominant running back.
he's had over 1,000 touches over the past 3 years. If he gets a 200-yard game this year, I'm done. I don't think it's going to happen. There's no way. He has to wear out.
Yeah, that's why you would think he'd have to wear out.
You don't think he's going? Honestly, I think how he trains and keep his body, I don't think he's wearing out no time soon.
Running backs just don't usually last that
And
long.
plus, he's not one of the running backs like you've seen it, Chris. He's not like one of them bruisers that just run dudes over repeatedly. He's gonna stiff arm you most of the time, or he can run past you. He's fast enough to run past you.
Yeah, but that many carries on him is like Ron saying is what worries me. But he ain't showing no signs of slowing down yet.
He's possibly gonna be top 5 in the league in rushing. He ain't. Chubb, I think, it's gonna be his year. He's the league rusher.
Hopefully the Colts can get Taylor going again. We ain't been able to get him going since week 1.
Y'all line has been. They'll stack the box now. They stacked the box and look.
Yep.
The receivers beat y'all.
We don't have a great receiving core either. But all right, we're going to get out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for watching the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. I want to thank Deontay for coming on, Ron for coming on. It was nice talking to you, Ron. I hadn't talked to you in a while. And we'll be back Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, with another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Don't forget, here in about 15 minutes, we'll be live with Easy Money, a sports betting show. I'll give all my picks for the baseball playoffs today, NFL tomorrow, or Sunday, some college football tomorrow. So come check out Easy Money, a sports betting show here in about 15 minutes. And then after that, 6 o'clock tonight, I have my Indianapolis Colts show, Horseshoe Talk. You can find both them shows on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network or on the Gonzo Sports Room Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as well. But we will see you guys Monday at 1 p.m. with another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Have a great weekend and stay safe.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.